Hi guys, my name is Bas Leijten, and in this screencast I'm going to share you how I managed to create web deploy packages to deploy Sitecore using those web deploy packages to my local environment. Um, I used the Sitecore Azure toolkit to create those web deploy packages. I put the databases, the deckpack files into those packages, and I just pressed one button to this stuff to deploy the stuff to my environment. This technique can be used for your complete on-premises environment. So it will help you to migrate to Azure in the near future or in the far future. The great thing is we can use sidecar tooling and default tooling and standards by Microsoft to manage our environments. Cool, right? So let's check out our databases. Um, when I deploy that sidecar package, we'll see that I have some new databases over here. Uh, to prove that it still isn't here, um, I refresh those databases and I don't see the Sitecore 813 core master web and reporting databases. I've got an empty directory which is used for my web server, and my web deploy package will be deployed to this directory. Well, I wrote an extensive blog post on how to customize web deploy packages to deploy to Azure for Sitecore 8.2 Update 1. But exactly the same technique can be used for the older versions of Sitecore. What did I do? Well, at first, I needed to convert the default Sitecore route to convert that stuff to our web deploy package. Luckily, there's one command. It's called oh, the start Sitecore Azure packaging. Will do that for you. We'll get back to that one later on. To be able to deploy some customizations to that Sitecore package as well, I need to build new cargo payloads. When we take a small look at this 8.1.3 cargo payloads, we can see that I create a cargo payload for my on-premise single role environment. I created a copy to root directory with the set Sitecore admin password .sql script. This script will be executed at the moment that it gets deployed. We can see a placeholder for password. At the moment that I'll deploy my web deploy package to my environment, I can inject some parameters. I have to inject a parameter which will hold that password. So it will update the default Sitecore admin B password by the password that I provision deploy time. That's cool, right? Those other four files are DuckBug files. Those files represent a database and they can be used to deploy to Azure as well to our current SQL environment. So those four different DuckBug files or whatever it's called, will be deployed to our environment. What we'll see is that the data folder has been moved from the /data folder to the app data within the website root. This is a limitation of Azure. Um, we can't have non-servable folders in the website root. So Sitecore had to move them over. This means that the default data folder location will change and that we have to put the license XML into that app data folder as well. Because of all those files in the copy to website folder, uh, these files will be transferred to the web deploy package at the right location. The second thing I had to do was to create a packaging file, a config in which I can put the configuration for the roles that will be created. If we take, for example, a configuration of the XP1, it's the most advanced configuration that we have at the moment. we do see that's possible to define multiple roles. So we could, if we wanted to, define multiple roles for our Sitecore 8.1 or 8.0 and maybe even 7.x. Um, we could define those roles as well ourselves. Cool, right? And the last thing I had to do was to create some archive and parameters XMLs. Let me find out these two. Well, this archive XML describes what kind of files reside in the root of the web deploy package. Um, you will recognize the sitecore.reporting.decpack and, for example, the set sitecore admin password and SQL. The parameter XML describes what kind of parameters this web deploy package expects. For example, the new Sitecore admin password, the core admin connection string. It means that to this connection, the sitecore.core.decpack will be installed and the SQL script will be executed. And these core connection strings will be inserted into the connection strings.config in my include folder. So we have multiple of these parameters, which all have to be provisioned by the msdeploy command, right? So to build up that Sitecore package, I just had to create those decpack files over here in the cargo payload. Um, in my blog, I show you how to create those decpack files. That's all I had to do. And with this simple new sc cargo payload commandlet, I can create that scCPL file. The second one I had to do, the second thing I had to do was to create that web deploy package using that start Sitecore Azure packaging. So it will create a web deploy package from this Sitecore 8.1 package. It will add the cargo payload that we just created over here to that web deploy package as well. So I have to provide the cargo payload folder over here, and I have to provide the configuration paths to the commandlet. And last but not least, I have to provide, oh, it's over here. I have to provide the parameters and archive XML. It will be copied into that package. That tool will run for a few minutes, and after that, my web deploy package is ready to be deployed to my environment. So let's start. So at this moment, the cargo payload package has been created. If we take a small look at that cargo payload, it's probably over here. Azure. So I have different folders for 8.2.1 and 8.1.3. We do see that as on-premise role-specific single cargo payload has been created. If we unzip this file, with the name test, it's over here. We do see that the copy to root actions with the set Sitecore admin password and the copy to website items are included in this scCPL Sitecore cargo payload file. At the same moment, the packaging is going on. Oh, it's already been finished. If we take a small look at what has been created, we do see that two Sitecore web deploy packages have been created. One is the vanilla package, and this one with the name single in it is the Sitecore web deploy package with all the customizations applied. So for example, the role specific configurations or the unicorn or Sitecore PowerShell extensions if I added them. If we take a look into this zip folder, we do see those decpack files, we do see the parameters and archive XML, and we do see the website folder with all the files inside it and the app data with the license XML that I just provided. The last file that we have to take a look into is the set parameters file. It's over here. So all the parameters that are defined over here, they have to be put into the set parameter file, provisioned with a name and the value that they expect. So my new Sitecore admin password will be Bas Leijten, and this are my connection strings. Over here we can see the deploy command. So this stuff I borrowed it from the default MS deploy file that Microsoft creates after builds. So it's using the MS deploy command, it's finding the source package, and it's finding the set parameters file I just showed to you. When I execute this command, it will provision the complete environment, the complete web deploy package to my environment. So let's start up an elevated prompt. And let's provision Sitecore 8.1.3 using the Sitecore Azure toolkit to my environment. So we still see that this directory is still empty. And at this moment it's gathering some information, and we'll see that it starts with provisioning the databases in, well, I guess a few seconds. Let's wait for that. So at this moment it's gathering some info and giving some feedback on what will happen during this deployment. And now it's creating the Sitecore reporting database. And those deckpack files I didn't show to you. It contains the complete schema of the database, and it contains the initial content that Sitecore provisions. You could, for example, create a fresh installation, install the Sitecore PowerShell extensions, Unicorn, web forms for marketeers, and some other tooling. You could create a deckpack from those databases as well, and provision that baseline as a whole for every new deployment as well. At this point, the web deploy package is deploying its contents to the website directory. When we take a look at this directory, we do see that some content has appeared. And it's finished. And that's all I had to do to create the web deploy package and to deploy to my environment. And the fun part is we can provision these web deploy packages to any environment. It is reusable, it's parameterized, so it's quite flexible to maintain your environment with it. So let's take a last look at the Sitecore 8.3 local. So we do see that the Sitecore 8.1.3 has been installed, and if we try to log in as an administrator, would the password be, well, that will fail. If I use my own name, Bas Leijten, we do see that this login will work. Thank you for listening, guys.